In a previous video, I was using the step debugger in PHP Storm to kind of dive into how Laravel validation works. And I was explaining that, and that was really the point of the video. And on my newsletter, somebody replied to me, thanking me for the video, but asking, how can I do that in VS Code? I'm not a VS Code user, for PHP, I should say. I do like it for other things. But I figured I could figure this out and I would share it, and that's what I'm doing in the video. So the first thing to note is there are a bunch of different ways to just run PHP on your machine. You could run it in Docker, you could use Valet, you could run it in Herd. So for this purposes of this demonstration, I am just using Valet, which is using Homebrew on a Mac. But one way or another, you need to know how PHP is running on your machine because we'll need that information later. The other thing you need to know, so I'm using Valet, so I'll say Valet PHP, is Xdebug installed, right? So if I run PHP info here and I just grep for Xdebug, I should get a lot of output like this. If you're not seeing that on your machine, you need to install Xdebug. If you go to the Xdebug site, they have very detailed instructions on how to do that on any flavor of machine, Linux, Mac, Windows. Different versions of PHP, different versions of Xdebug. There's probably more information there than I could possibly cover in this video. The other thing though, if I filter this a little bit further, so let's just look at mode, because Xdebug has several modes. We want to make sure we're in debug mode, right? So that's the feature we're going to be using. I think this is the default mode it starts up in, so that probably will be the case. All right, so how do we set this up in VS Code now that we know the prerequisites are out of the way for our PHP executable? So if you go to the extensions, you type in PHP space debug, the top result is from the official Xdebug organization. It's got millions upon millions of installs. That is the one you want. Install that. Next thing you'll want to do, there's one setting you have to configure. So if I go into settings, I have to tell it where my PHP executable is. It's going to be different on your machine, but on mine here, if I edit settings.json, this is what I have to set. As I mentioned, for this demo, I'm using Homebrew. That is the path to my PHP executable. So once that's set up, once the extension is installed, now if I go over to this debug mode of VS Code, you'll see there are a few different launch configurations here. I like using this one, which is just listen for Xdebug. So it doesn't launch the server. It doesn't try to open the file I have. It's just telling VS Code, hey, listen for Xdebug connections. So if I have that selected and I start debugging, we'll notice right away the color down here changes. That shows I'm in active run configuration. And I get a new toolbar up here that has some controls on it. So that tells me VS Code is ready for an Xdebug connection. First thing we have to do is set a breakpoint. So I had one there, but if you just click anywhere in this gutter, this is like a little demo project I put together helping somebody pair on an issue with Reverb. And anyways, if I just click here, I want it to pause when I request the home page. I want it to get to that line and I want it to just stop. And then I can use Xdebug to inspect variables, to inspect the call stack, to maybe manipulate variables. So let's see how that works. I have a browser just running here in VS Code. This is the site my little Reverb demo project is running on. If I refresh this, it's not actually hitting the debug breakpoint. The reason for that, if we run this Xdebug start, is there's a setting called start with request, and the default configuration is that Xdebug will only light up and interrupt a request if I specifically provide a trigger. And there's a number of different ways I can provide the trigger, but one of those ways is in the query string. I can do Xdebug trigger. Now if I submit this, it hits my breakpoint, it pauses execution of the request, and all of this stuff lights up over here. So before I show you what we have now available to us in VS Code, just one more note on that trigger. You probably don't want to use the query string approach that I just showed for day in, day out debugging. More likely than not, you either want to set start with request to yes, which just means Xdebug will always trigger if something is listening for it, or if you're using like a real browser like Chrome or Firefox, Xdebug provides extensions that you can install to like toggle that trigger on or off just by clicking a button. So you don't have to mess with the URL or anything like that. That's how I would do it. But your mileage may vary. Just wanted to make that available as one of the different options to pursue. All right, so now that we're in an active debugging session, we can see what line we're on. It's highlighted. I can see variables that are in scope. Not a whole lot here. If I see I'm stepping through it, so I just moved execution forward a line. I could step in to this view helper from Laravel. So now that I'm in there, I can see more local variables are in scope. In the editor, I can hover over things and I can see what they are. And I can continue to like step over things, step into things, step out of things. I can see the call stack over here. You can even like double click and you can manipulate variables. So maybe I want this to go to the home page instead of welcome. Like probably not a super useful example, but just to show you can edit state in the middle of a request, which makes Xdebug a very powerful tool for exploring your code, figuring out what's going on, trying to troubleshoot something. So that's Xdebug in Visual Studio Code. Hopefully you find that useful.